in the bottom left now, folks. He is in the red. He took down Classic to get here. He dominated him. It's NightMare. In the upper right, in the blue. He's the best Protoss in the damn world. He is, for DPG, herO. herO, PJ Vindahus, herO is just the distillation of all the Protoss greats put together. Like, realistically, he's as comfortable with shenanigans as crab beetle. He's as comfortable with all the early game and just the crazy shenanigan builds as SOS, but his micro is like that of parting, and he's able to play as defensively pretty much to the level of stats. Like, he is just the distillation of pretty much all the other Protoss greats, and it's pretty cool to see. And Droxide, I appreciate it. We had the occasional clown come in and say, "Oh well, let me argue in bad faith." It's like, no, no, no. And then they went away pretty quickly. Anyways, of course, this is Data C. This is a map that does have a ramp on the natural, which means, hey, guess what? We're going to go Stargate, although I feel like the wall here is a little... I know that Sinistro told me that the ESL version is a little bit bigger of a natural to use for a wall, but this wall feels like it's going to be a little weird for NightMare. That's more than a single unit spot. You're going to have to put it... I don't know. The wall's going to feel weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing things where they're not. Okay, so probes scouting out here for just a little bit, and we're not seeing any craziness with the pylons just yet. NightMare, of course, just scouting it around. Yeah, no, 47 SCF. Top Protoss players in Korea were on average a little bit older, and I think actually there's reasons for that. If we look at it, I mean, how many Terrans have burned out because they burned their wrists out? It feels like it's a young man's race. And that's not to say that you cannot micro well if you're old. This is a Stalker Spear, find their way onto the other side. Is one of the downsides of going for that single gate expand like this, but Stalkers and Zealots arrive, and that's something. But why we got two more Stalkers coming in from here? It's gonna be 4-1, well 4-2 pretty damn soon, as the Zealot is just, it's dead, and now it's 4-2. herO, he's gonna try to body, yeah, okay, so he loses one Stalker, but he trades one as well. He's looking for the body block, doesn't quite get it. But now he's got enough damage done to make sure that the Stalker's forced to run away. And yeah, there's a shield battery on the low ground, but what about the high ground? We don't really have much of that one. herO is going to find his way. He's going to force probes to get pulled. Now we're going to see the shield battery go down the low ground. But most importantly, herO needs to see, yeah, he does see that there's a robo. So he knows that this is robo play. This is aggression. This is not a real natural. It is fake. And oh, good citizen's arrest here from NightMare. He's going to be able to at least lock things away for a moment. These two Stalkers may not be able to get out, but there are still more Stalkers on the other side of the map. This is just, this is insanity. This is not a build. This is just herO walking across the map with a double gate expand and trying to enforce his will on his opponent, and his will considered in force. The pylon goes down. Shield battery is not all that useful. But of course, as the Immortal arrives, it's gone. Thank you, Legoland M. See, I'm in a very lucky spot where streaming is something I spend a lot of time, and probably casting is probably something I should spend less in. But my full-time job as a PhD student, I have a stipend that pays the bills for the most part. I'm lucky that I can afford to do this. Yeah, NightMare's wall, it's a 2-unit wall. It feels like NightMare is kind of messed the wall up a little bit. That, or he says it doesn't really matter because I'm not worried about really adepts in here. So as long as it's a choke, I don't really care, which is an interesting approach. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who I would put further on the aggression side, whether it's SOS. Yeah, it's probably Haas. SOS at least knows how to macro, at least knew how to macro. But Now here comes the double immortal drop, and herO does have a warp prism of his own, so he should be able to chase this down. Ooh, is he gonna go immortal drop of his own? That'd be kind of paired immortal drops are always really weird. No, hero's PvP is fantastic fade away. PvP in general is a little bit more volatile than the non-mirrors. I mean, that's true of every mirror for the most part. But herO, if you remember GSL Super Tournament Season 1 of this year, first of all, he pops Trap. Oh, that warp prism going so low. But also, I was talking, well, getting secondhand information from Korean pros by talking to Gemini as I was prepping for Katowice. And I was pretty much told, like, no Korean wants to play herO in PvP. It is too hard. He has such solid fundamentals, and on top of that, he's most comfortable with the wackiness, the zaniness, than like any other Protoss player. So saying that hero's PvP is not that good is, to my mind, to the games I've cast, the games I've seen, that's just not true. That is just quantifiably incorrect. But now, okay, here come the Immortals up here. They're gonna get a pylon to start, and well, remember it doesn't really matter because the Warp Prism is rather low for NightMare. It's not really gonna matter here, but a pylon goes down. That is always gonna be nice. Hey, Mr. Lewis QC. Thank you so much. 2-gate expand worked really well for herO this game, Laura Acedone. You are correct. And that's something we've actually started to see herO do a little bit more. And I think we saw NightMare do it a game too, where you effectively just do 2-gate expand on the low ground, and it says, okay, well, you know, my Nexus might be delayed a little bit, but it's a proxy without being a proxy. Hey, it's Foxer. Glad you're finally coming around. Okay, the big deal of what herO was able to do, his blink is done. Well, actually, I guess NightMare had his blink already done, but herO was able to pin things back, and also got to point out, there is I feel like that's an interesting decision to kill a gateway instead of a pylon. I can understand a Stargate because you don't really need the Stargate production after a certain point, but a gateway, that's just one less gate of production, and that feels a little bit spooky. But now here comes NightMare on the other side of the map. herO, a marginally bigger army supply, and he's 2 Immortals to 2, of course. Blink is done. His +1's halfway done, so eventually, if NightMare waffles, this time he's going to turn into a bit of an anti-time. You also got to point out the Warp Prism of NightMare is rather low. herO can blink on top of that one and excise it from the army of NightMare pretty damn quickly. But okay, here comes the Stalkers looking to find their way onto the high ground. The third base is just, hero's going to cancel that one. He cannot keep that one alive, and he finds himself supply blocked as well, losing that pylon. But he's really okay with this. His opponent doesn't really have a third base. Stalker's actually blinking on forward, trying to knock the Immortal down. Not getting on top of the Warp Prism just yet. That's the problem. Good force fields here to start. NightMare with a far superior concave right now. It's a bit of an anti-timing, really, for herO. I guess he thought he could kill an Immortal, but he didn't. But now, okay, there we go. Now he's going to get the Warp Prism. That's what he was looking for at the start. His +1 is done just about right now. Now it's his turn to run onto the other side of the map to cancel his opponent's base. Now Stalkers blink forward. One Immortal goes down. Warp Prism dies as well, though, but 2 Immortals to 1 here. Nothing really keep the Immortals of NightMare alive right now. The force fields actually seems like they're working against NightMare as much as they are against here, but oh, good force field on the backside. Stalkers blink forward, trying to knock the Immortal down. A second blink. It's going to go down, and now the tech. The complexity of herO's army is so much better. Warp Prism's on the way for both sides, and herO doesn't need to wait for that one. I'm so sad that Max Pax has not yet shown a desire to go to a LAN. Because I want to see Max Pax. I want to see herO Max Pax on LAN. Please give me that one. Also, 47ness, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Legoland M. You're all aware, but pointing it out, of course, this all goes to abortion funds in red states, effectively. Abortion access and advocacy funds. So thank you for the sub. But again, just letting you all know, the money doesn't go to me. It goes to a better cause. I know I've talked about it, but it bears repeating. Is now the Stalkers trying to find their way up on the high ground. herO, minor supply lead, but he does knock the Warp Prism, or excuse me, the Shield Battery down to start. And with these 2 Immortals here, they are worth more than their supply against all of these Stalkers. NightMare's been able to remake one. But we do have to be careful because NightMare's going to be looking for a direction. He's going to blink on top right now. More Stalkers warping in. Immortal 1 falls. The second one is just piling in the damage here against NightMare in the Concave. Oh, it absolutely beats the Convex. Stalkers blink forward. Warp Prism falls for the second time. Immortal's dead as well. Shield Battery overcharge. Well, there's nothing really to keep alive anymore. Yes, herO did lose both of his Immortals, but 37 army supply to 13 plus 1 is a powerful drug indeed. And the third base will fall with it. NightMare's hopes and dreams in map number 1. There we have it. GG, folks. herO, game 1. In the bottom right now, in the red, he's down one. He looked good against Classic. Can he pull it out once again on Cosmic Sapphire? It's NightMare. In the upper left, in the blue, he's up 1. He's the best Protoss player in the world. It's herO. Yes, PJB into house. herO gives none. He is truly the assassin. He sees the slimmest of win conditions and he says, "Ah, you're dead now. Hope you had some fun. You had the privilege of playing against me." Oh, interesting. Again, I didn't have a chance to take a look, Loracedon. Wonder what the other chatter was talking about when they said that Max Pact was getting buffed by herO. Were we thinking about maybe Zest? Of course, Cosmic Sapphire is a map without a ramp on the low ground. So if you're Max Packs, you're still probably 1 gate expanding. Max Packs, by the way, has started doing 1 gate expand on non-ramp maps again. He said, I figured it out. He just opens Robo normally. He gets a quicker Robo than he did previously. But that is not herO style. We're going to see 2 gate. That's not the Korean style in general. So we're going to see 2 gate expands coming out from herO. That feels like a thin wall. But it's going to be enough. Is again, 2 gate expand for both sides. NightMare is not going to fall victim to herO just running Stalkers 2x2 onto the other side of the map until he dies, which is exactly what happened. Well, it got him his advantage in map 1, and then the Immortal drops found no value, and then the push, herO just popped him. More Immortals, healthier Warp Prism, +1. That's a strong tool indeed. As look at that NightMare. He's going to get the rescout. Now, that's what herO was trying to prevent, but doesn't really matter. The probe's going to die anyways. Does he wall this off? He's not going to wall it off. And the rescout doesn't accomplish much of anything. It says, oh, well, there's a pylon there. Not going to see the Stargate. Yeah, herO Beyond has been a you're not wrong. Legolas, Legoland. herO Beyond has been a repeat for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Not always in the finals, but often in the semis or the finals, depending on how the bracket shakes out. Like, not last week. I didn't cast last week. I don't remember what happened. But 2 weeks ago, herO and Beyond played the semifinals. That's what we watched before EPT Korea started this evening, this morning. And then it was Creator versus herO in another fantastic series that I think Beyond won 3-1. Yeah, pretty much that's what's been happening. 47S, herO Classic or Creator. Because we're not seeing, occasionally he gets Dark. He played Dark in 120, I think, 121. It was a 7-minute best of 5. But the Adepts here for herO, they're going to find their way on in. 1 worker goes down, make it 2. The goal is to kill 1 of these, so the shield battery does something. 3 workers go down. Not catastrophic, but annoying. Ideally, you get 4. You want to get 2 per Adept, but herO's not going to be upset about that one. Find himself a 3-worker lead with units that, realistically, you're not doing too much with. But NightMare's getting aggressive here. The NightMare has a plan for this game. 2 gateways, but a Warp Prism is going to finish up rather soon. I'm surprised we don't have a 3rd gate, but this does allow NightMare to expand behind that, as the Oracles are going to try to find something. Of course, herO, he's being necessarily cautious. He understands what's happened. He saw the tech, and eventually he's going to see the natural. Ooh, Stalker's good position, going to get a little bit more value, but this probe is not a dead probe here. It does not choose to kill it. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Max Specs 2-1 herO in the Psystorm WTL match. Okay, herO I genuinely don't know why he's doing that. I'm assuming it's because he thinks NightMare is going to think that he is on one base because he just would never check the third. Cool. Interesting. Don't know if it's going to work out for him, but hey, ESL Open Cups are absolutely the time to experiment. It's only $400 on the line, which, you know, getting in first place $200 is nice. It'll pay a third of my rent. But it's something. But okay, here Adepts into the main base. But there are already stalkers here. Blink it. Yeah, no, here. Nope. That's not going to happen. herO is well prepared for the shenanigans, and Adepts are forced to run back home. Oracle's diving in. 2 workers go down. They're going to find a little bit more on the backside. That Oracle's so damn low, but it's got enough shields. 4 workers go down. herO turns off the beams, and he's going to live to kill probes another day. And this is what's keeping the probe count fairly even, because his third base was later. In fact, his third base, or his natural, it was later. In fact, it's just finishing right now. So while herO has killed 6 or 7 probes, I can tell you actually, yeah, 8 probes actually. Oh, look at these stasis traps. Oh my! Oh, he gets it. So now 3 stalkers. They're stasis out. There's no static defense anymore. Or there's no active defense in the main base. 5 workers go down. herO, you're freaking brilliant. I didn't see that, but I love it. And now the stalkers, they're going to find only a little bit of damage on the Warp Prism. Not all that much, but that is a game-defining move from herO right there. That is not something I've ever seen. Sometimes you'll see a stasis when stalkers look to blink in, but baiting for the oracles like that, playing the long con like that, no longer is this a game where hero's like, okay, well, you know, I'm doing worker damage to keep myself even. His natural's done. He can build 2 probes at a time. This is just a lead until he stops probing on 2 bases. And this is going to force a recall here on the Warp Prism, unless, well, it's going to die or he's going to force a recall, one of the 2, which is really not ideal. I think 1 Oracle died on the bottom side. No, it did not. Yeah, this Warp Prism's just dead. Okay, the Adepts are going to get dropped on out here, but no recall. And herO once again. herO once again is kind of bopping the man. This is not too actually, okay, let's be real, it is pretty bad. As the Adept, the harassment potential is going down. herO now going to take a much safer third base in his natural, and NightMare running out on the map. But okay, blinks forward, and hero's blink is done, but herO a little bit slow on that one. Now he's going to blink back, not really taking the best possible trade, but the income is a big deal. And the quicker third, well, not actually all that quicker. NightMare does have the quicker third, but quicker charge is a fantastic thing. So NightMare, he's going to take a page out of Crater's book. He's going to say, look, I am in a bad spot. Stalkers are expensive. Zealots are expensive. Adepts maybe a little bit less so. And I think herO, because this is something herO does, when he has a lead like this, he just goes mass charge lot. That is an interesting SimCity with those pylons, but he goes mass charge lot, gets some Archons, and just floods his opponent with units down. Well, Adepts actually do a great job against that. And Crater, it brings to mind a game on 2000 Atmospheres, EPT 120 maybe, where it was in the round of 16. herO goes, and maybe the round of 8. herO goes, he gets himself a massive lead. He's up 2 bases. And Crater realizes now herO blinks on forward, getting on top of 70 stocks. Great force fields, though, sectioning off half of the army. It's a little bit awkward for herO to take this fight right now. He's actually going to have to back on up. But he's going to get some more stalkers on the backside. Meanwhile, 4 workers have gone down. Oracle's finding their value. 6 workers go down. Oracle's, yeah, there's just actually nothing here. So a couple more workers do go down. The game I'm thinking of, herO went or Crater went. He was down 2 bases, but he just went Glaive Adepts, got his 6 or 7 gates, and he just killed all the Zealots that herO made. I'm so glad that it's always fun again looking back 2 minutes later, talking about the 1000 IQ play. That was so cool from herO. It was really cool. But okay, now Glaives are done. NightMare is on a 3-base scenario. He's building, he really is just going to be warping Glaives from this point on, I think. He's a little supply blocked as he does go for the scout. herO, no 4th base just yet. +1 on the way. And while Depths are really good against charge lots, they're not all that great against Archons. So we will eventually... Wait, do we have a Templar Archives? No, we don't. So no Archons on the way just yet. In fact, herO getting the Robo. Okay, there's the Templar Archives. And he is, of course, still staying on 4 gas. So not getting ready to move into disruptor play just yet. But the thing is, herO needs to scout this. He needs to see what's happening. He needs to have some idea just how many adepts are being made. Because 2 here or there, okay, fine. But the fact that there are 11 adepts on the map, I don't know that herO has seen that just yet. And that is, things get a little bit spooky. But for now, Cosmic Sapphire is a big map. herO is taking his 4th base. It's +1. He's going to wait for that one to finish. And buy time for more Archons. He's got enough gas in the bank for, well, by the time this happens, he's going to have enough by the time everything completes, he's going to have enough gas in the bank for about 3 Archons. And he's going to look to build that up more and more. That is so many adepts. 18 more adepts than Stalkers at this point. And herO, he just has not found the right pathing with these Oracles, but maybe on the bottoms. Yeah, okay, I think he's going to see. No, those are Stalkers. No, he's not. It's just these adepts have been kept at home. They are the trump cards. Now Stalkers playing forward. 1 Oracle falls. 2nd one. Oh, very low. But it's one of those things, actually. So there we go. Okay, another Archon. 3rd Archon on the way. And the Archons are what you need for this. We do need to point out that there are not a lot of Zealots in this army just yet. So the units that NightMare is really good at beating are not really extant just yet. But now, okay, onto the high ground. Stalkers playing forward. 1 sentry goes down. Knocks the pylon as well. +2 on the way, of course, for herO. He does have his 4th base. And it looks like NightMare actually maybe realizing that the timing of heavy defensive adepts are not really... Well, actually, no, he does have them there. But he has a lot of adepts on the other side of the map. And this will force a recall. What is this? 10 adepts shading into the natural. This is a dead mineral line. Instantaneously, this is a dead mineral line here. herO's going to have to respond to that one. Just big a recall into... Oh, no, where'd he recall? Oh, in the 3rd base. That's a problem. This was not where he meant to recall into. Maybe he thought the Shades were going to go somewhere else, but now Shades into the main base. herO, far less ability to respond to this one now. Oracle's going to dive in, but it's a single Oracle, not doing all that much. Luckily for the moment, only 6 workers have died. Now Stalkers are going to blink on in. A lot of these adepts can continue to fall. The target fire is actually pretty horrendous from NightMare here. And yeah, some adepts find their way on over, but first of all, herO scouts this. He says, okay, glaive adepts. And he only loses 6 workers. Hey, too dark to see to run. Thank you so much for the follow, my friend. And Hefera TV. Yeah, those Oracle kill counts are insane. Oh no, the Archon's stuck. And the Stalker. But Stalker can blink it. Archon is going to have to be picked up. Airlifted out. There we go. Here now, 5th base on the way. NightMare, actually, his 5th base is on the way here as well, as this game is really stagnating. Part of it is, I guess, the Cosmic Sapphire effect. But herO will have +2 rather soon. 2nd Robo Disruptors are on the way. Okay, let's see what herO can do here. He's got a lot of Archons. It means these Adepts are really rather pointless. Is kind of the big deal. So we're going to see herO. He's going to look to take this fight to kind of hold this up. Well, actually, no. He's just going to run in with the Zealots here. Archon's trying to begin a big concave. Stalkers as well. +2 is done in about 10 seconds. Bit of an anti-timing for herO, but he wants to make it happen anyways. Archon's just getting on top of all of the Adepts. And they're punching through, but the supply is telling a different story. For the moment, at least, NightMare, he's taking this fight pretty damn well with the Archons. They're just getting on top of things. Stalkers playing on the left side. More Zealots looking to warp on in. And it looks like, yeah, the end of things. NightMare, he's going to be forced to give up this position. herO on the other side. Looks like he's got an Adept problem in his base, but cannons and shield batteries are making telling all the story that herO needs to tell. Stalkers playing forward, but it's +2 versus +1. These Stalkers are pretty damn good. And yes, Disruptors are now on the field. Sure, a lot of the Archons died, but they did their job in spades. They did more than they needed to do. And now this 5th base of NightMare there's no stopping the 5th base from going down. herO's going to look for an opportunity to maybe blink on top of the Disruptors, and there he goes. Blinks on top of it. 1 goes down. Number 2 goes down. Nothing defensively, really, for NightMare anymore. 50 supply to 15. It was a cool idea. But herO, he has learned from his mistakes 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. When they're Adepts, you just don't attack for a while. You get all the Archons, and then you make your move. herO is in the finals.